Yay guys! My name is Priscilla Elias and today I'll give you some tips to take amazing photos of your pet. First of all, I'd like to ask you that if you like this video, if it inspires you, if it really helps you to get better photos of your pet, that you will please give me some love by hitting the like button, subscribing to my channel, and by clicking the little bell down here to be notified when I come up with new content. For the ones of you who have been following me for a while, you probably already know I have cats. 4 cats to be exact. I mentioned it before, and also they've been in photos I did for some of the tutorials, and in one of the latest videos I published I even got Hunter as a special guest. So I started receiving some messages asking me to talk about how I take my cat's photos, and the tips I'm about to give should help you to be able to photograph your cats and/or dogs. So let's go! Tip number 1. Don't stress out your pet. You know them better than anyone else, so if you start yelling at a cat, it'll probably just walk out of the room. A dog might like it, but if you do it for too long, it'll probably just quickly lose interest as well. So before you start shooting, think of the picture you want and don't overreact with them, or you might end up with no good picture at all and an unhappy little fellow. Tip number 2, compose your shot. This is essential for photography in general, and it's no different with pet photography. Think about the composition before you shoot. Maybe there's a distracting bottle of water on the back. Oh. Maybe there's a pile of clothes showing in one side of the photo. Anything. If there's something on the photo that doesn't add up to it, it's distracting and it's going to make your photo less interesting. So less is more. If you're not sure on how to do this, how to make a composition, remember that there's no way to go wrong if you go minimal. But if you want other tips on how to compose a nice photo in general, I have an entire video with many tips only talking about composition. I'll leave the link for it in the description and also up here. Tip number 3, search for the good light. There's no way you're doing beautiful, sharp, impressive photos of your cat or dog if you don't have enough light for it. So find a good source of light. Shooting close to a window is usually the perfect solution. If you're shooting with your phone, then either find a place in your house where you have some beautiful natural light coming in, or use an external source of light to shape the light around your pet. If you're indoors, you're shooting with a camera, and if you don't want to, or for some reason you can't shoot close to a window, you might just want to use a flash, but then you know your pet better than anyone. If that's something that scares it, it might not be a good idea. Plus, I say, use a flash if you're shooting with your camera, because I wouldn't ever want to point a flash straight to my pet's face. I would only suggest using a flash pointed to your pet if you're using an external flash with a diffuser, both to soften light and make it look more natural, and also not to scare and blind your pet with a direct light. So if you don't have a diffuser, point your flash to a white wall, a ceiling, or somewhere else than your pet's face. That way the light will bounce off the walls and will fall naturally and beautifully on your pet without disturbing it. You don't get vivid and sharp pet photos like this unless you have a very good source of light. Tip number 4, be patient. Maybe you have a dog that will just do whatever you tell it to, but I have 4 cats and they're cats. They won't do anything I tell them to unless they feel like doing it. So when I want to photograph them, I just have to be patient and wait for them to do something interesting. And I won't have to worry so much if I use this tip along with the next one, which is tip number 5. Choose the best time of the day to shoot your pets. And what I mean with this is, do you want to photograph your pets sleeping, playing, eating? Think about its schedule, and then stick with it. What's the time of the day it is calmer? What is the time of the day he usually likes to play, and so on. If you flow with it, it'll be much easier for you to get the photos you want. Tip number 6, pay your model. Especially if you have a dog and you're telling it what to do, give it some love and reward it with some snacks. It's exhausting being a model. If you have cats, well, then you know it well enough that it is your master, you are its slave, and you don't need to reward it because you are only photographing it because it allowed you to, and you already fulfilled all its wishes before you even thought about pointing a camera to its face. Tip number 7, move. Get some moving and stretching, yo. Don't think you'll have the greatest pets photos unless you're willing to make some effort. Go down on your knees, lay down, get up, go down again, shoot down at their level and be part of your pet's world. This is how you get the best out of the session. Tip number 8, tell a story. The most engaging images are the photos that tell a story. A cat asking for food, a dog begging to play or to go out for a walk, a cat sleeping where it shouldn't be. Well, the moment you make it personal, the moment the photo tells a story, it gets emotional and it gets real, and therefore it gets special and engaging. Well, that's all for today, guys. I hope these tips help you to get nice photos of your dog, cat, monkey, bird, snake, hamster, or whatever other small friend you have. Please let me know if they did help you. Send me a link to the photos you did or tag me on Instagram so I can see what you got after hearing these tips. Thanks for watching this. I'll see you in the next video. Ciao!